So wrong. Thought you was gonna X me up, and I wanna go get back. You don't wrong. So wrong. So wrong. Eyes up to the clouds, looking for a better day. Head full of stress, need another place for my head to lay. They wanted raw shit. I'm about to give it to them. Came up with a boss bitch. She ain't fly to sit in the living room. So ain't no time to cry. It's time to get it out. This was part of the plot. I was just feeling the mouth. Cut from another club. And a whole other vesture. Yeah, I'm all thick. Check the color and texture. Hit a talk in the west. Look how raw he is. They know that I'm different. I deserve all of this. Strive for heaven first. I outlive all my peers. Saying yeah, die. Wish when the trouble comes, see how long it is. When I heard for the back, you gon' do me fat. Don't you gon' take my cut. Don't you gon' X me out. Don't you wanna hurt my back. Look at yourself, just cat. Don't you gon' do me like that. And I'm gonna go get back. You don't wrong. So wrong. You don't wrong. So wrong. Don't you gon' X me up. And I'm gonna go get back. You don't wrong. So wrong. So wrong. It's hard to be you in the world you can't trust. Speaking vanity, but they ain't saying much. Got a swag, make a bad bitch blush. My power of perfection, so they keep stumbling, ain't good enough. And plus, I'm stalking revenge. I don't know if it's love or it's lust. You know my bio, I ain't giving up. And if I gotta be corrupt, I can't live it up. But truth is, I need more bucks. I bear arms like a crutch. And if you want beef, we make it cold cuts. I ain't your typical nigga. I'm a professional with red phone. Finding transforms in the celestial. This the home of the truth, and it's where it stays. This world trying to manipulate me in the maze. But I gotta get it on in these last days. I'ma do it my way. I ain't trimming my ways. Hey, I'm coming for the glory. And to shake these devils off. He ain't solid, he falls. I feel when you're real, and you're really just the only one. And I know they gon' cross. That's why I still stand focused. On this road, on the lotus, I feel when you're real, and you're really just the only one. These niggas covered in another spirit. If it ain't authentic, I ain't trying to hear not a word. He brought Molly, I brought brimstone. I got my feet in the ground like the Flintstones. Ready to set like a whistle. You get weeded or you get pissed on. I'm a spectacle to them, they don't know what he on. My retribution gon' be sweeter than the honeycomb. I love my women, they stack dollars for me. Pick up the highs, he like a father to me. He got me swinging like Ray Charles. Do not even try me with they flaws, boy. I'm flying in projectiles. Mighty man, nigga, that's word to my stepchild. And shout out the clocking. I miss you, shawty. Pray they know it's in them angels gonna get you from me. Hey, I'm coming for the glory. And to shake these devils off. He ain't solid, he falls. I feel when you're real, and you're really just the only one. And I know they gon' cross. That's why they still stand focused. On this road, on the lotus, I feel when you're real, and you're really just the only one. You the door? Oh. Click the camera, see if it's okay.
Hey, Shalom, what's going on, Israel? Shalom. There's a lot going down in this earth, man. It's day what of the pandemic, man? It's going down, man. And the Most High is behind it all. Most High trying to show us something, man. Trying to tell us something. We gotta watch. We gotta read these scriptures. We gotta learn. We gotta understand what's going on, man. And all this time, and all these centuries that we've been here, the 4 centuries that we've been here in the Americas, man, we've been slaves the entire time, man. The bondage that we serve, the exploitation that we deal with on a daily basis is taking a toll on us, man. And it's so deep that brothers come up with all kinds of conspiracy theories. Damn, I heard about the Purge. The Purge, the movie The Purge is real. I've heard about the 5G and the corona, the 5G causing the corona. The corona test is part of the mark of the beast. It's insane, man. It's insane. We gotta understand the scriptures, and we gotta translate them properly, man. We gotta get away from these conspiracy theories because it's throwing us to the left. You know what I'm saying? It's just absolutely insane. Because we in this country and we're trying to love our enemies in captivity. We're trying to love the people that put us in captivity, that keep us in captivity, exploit us generation after generation, cause us perpetual poverty, and we still want to love and forgive them. Let me tell you something, black man. When you love and forgive the heathens, man, when you at work all day, and you got to deal with their stupid jokes, man, their disrespectful ways, man. They put it to you as a joke, but you know they disrespecting you, man. The way they talk to you, the way they down you, the way they try to push their manhood at your expense. And we forgive it. We give them all the love and we forget it. See, but this is the problem. Then you have none left for your brother. This society, this white supremacist society is a goddamn succubus, man. It sucks all the patience out of you, man. So you have no patience with your brother. You have no patience trying to deal with your brother, forgive and love your brother. Every time I talk, and especially to these fake Israelite groups, they put the Y in front of their name. What is the Yisraels? They put the Y in front of Israel. The Yisrael. Them also that is a Negro hating group, man. That is a nut nigger group, man. That they just absolutely despise black people. They say, well, we don't hate anything. But whenever you ask them, are we oppressed? Yeah, black people, we oppress ourselves. Yeah, it's black people's fault. It's our ancestors' fault because they sinned. Yeah, our ancestors did sin. And we are our ancestors. And we served a horrible captivity for that. And we're still in that captivity. But that doesn't mean that you love and forgive the people who are vexing you. That's just absolutely insane. You you can't love white people and love black people at the same time. It's a goddamn oxymoron. Because these are the people who are oppressing us. Black people are not oppressing black people, man. Black people are not denying black people jobs. Black people are not mass incarcerating black people. Black people are not putting tons of dope in the communities of black people. This is done by the true oppressor. It's just that you're looking at the affliction, not what causes the affliction. Yeah, black people do kill black people. You're looking at the affliction and not what caused it. Centuries of perpetual poverty, intergenerational poverty, which is goddamn why we're dying now. Because we're slaves. This is why black people are dying the most from the goddamn pandemic. Every race of people are in America. Every ethnicity. Every social political group. Every religion. But yet black people are dying the most. And the white people who actually cause the problems and make the laws, and this is how snakish and devilish white supremacy is. They won't even lie to you. The top doctors of the United States will get up on the stage at the White House and say there's a disparity in healthcare. You damn right there's a disparity. And because black people have these underlying health issues from not having access to health care, by not eating clean foods, by being in neighborhoods saturated with dope and with crime and with stress. This is why they're more susceptible to the coronavirus. He's not lying. He's telling the truth. He's telling the truth. How do these disparities come about? White supremacy is how. Why? Because they want to kill you, black man. They need us to be poor. They need us to be vulnerable so that we're available for exploitation, man. So that we are available to benefit them. This is the reason why. They benefit from it. It's not going to stop. But they do talk about it as if they're trying to come up with a solution for it. They are not. They want more. They want more abortions. They want more so-called black on black crime. They want you to eat more unclean foods. They want more sisters on a stripper pole. And they want more sisters in control of every black household. They want more interracial marriage. They want more sinning against the Lord because it separates us from our power. That's what they want. And they're telling you the truth about the disparities. While they take intergenerational wealth and pass it down to their children, wealth and power and prestige. They pass down a lineage of domination to their children. Imagine if you had a lineage of domination where you can look back for the past 4 centuries and say, I enslaved these people, they supposed to be beneath me. It's destiny. That's how they work as a group. That's how white supremacy works. To love that is to love the oppression of your brother. I prove it. It's in the Bible. It's all in the Bible. I'll prove that we slaves. That we slaves right now.
Right.
gonna get it in. We're gonna get it in real quick. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the down no brother, that's not the down nobody, but it's to say this, man, that we have been taught for millennia to hate each other, man. To serve each other up for personal benefit and personal gratification. The rich Negro that the oppressor likes, there's benefit in that, is it not? Is it not a benefit in being Oprah and being like Mike? Is it not a benefit in it? It was the same benefit back on the plantation, where this plantation had the best Negro boxer. This plantation had the second best Negro boxer, and they boxed it out. And them Negro boxers, they got the best quarters. They got the best food. They got training. They got access to health care. They got to kind of live a life like the oppressor. While the rest of us burned and slaved in the field. And we were taught not to have any empathy for the ones burning and slaving and dying in the field, but to look towards personal gratification. That was instilled in us, man. It was instilled and ingrained, and it took centuries to do it. By the devil. The oppressor you serve is the devil. The one on your job that stress you and oppress you and want every waking hour of your time dedicated to pushing his company and making his company the best, while you get nothing but exploitation. While you get nothing but degraded and effeminized, making you cut your beard off. While they make their black jokes at your expense. And you gotta laugh because you need this. You need this to take care of your family. I'll tell you how to get out of that and how not to let these things affect you. We're gonna get in this Bible real quick. Hold on. I'll tell you how to come up out of this stress, because you got to know who to give your love to. Because this white man will suck it all from you, man. And you'll never have a decent relationship with a black woman, because you'll blame her. She'll be your only punching bag you got. And vice versa. This is why you got two pit bulls in the household fighting for domination. And you got a child watching it all. This is how they shut down and split up our families. The majority of our goddamn marriages don't even work out because we don't even know what marriage is. We don't know what loyalty is. Loyalty to your people, to your flesh, to your blood. We've totally thrown that out the window and have loyalty to self. But it ain't really loyalty to self. It's loyalty to that oppressor. Because we've been trained to think in our minds that we can't live or do without them. So it's better to say we love them and deal with the stress, with them demeaning us all the time, having to stay in our place all the time, can never express being a man. Oh, you hear it? Wow. You know, I'm getting to this Bible. 1 second, hold on. Prove that we are still in captivity, man. And we were put into captivity because of the ungodliness of our sins. But we also have this oppressor who have furthered our affliction. They furthered us to sin, taught us to sin, pushed sin upon us, man. No black people don't have to do the dope that's been put in your community. When you grow up on a project floor and you ain't got nothing to eat, and the only thing that's put in front of you is to sell them drugs, and then later on, the only thing that's put in front of you is to feel a little bit better, to do some of that heroin or do some of that crack because the weed ain't enough no more. That's the affliction. That's the ease of sin. You can't get in the front door? Okay. Okay, go ahead. Salaki, I'm waiting till the brother come back to read the scriptures, but we're gonna get Amos 9 and 4. Because what's happening, you open the door?
I got my keys right here.
All right, so what we gonna do, we gonna bang on Amos 9 and 4 in a second. I'm just gonna wait till the brother get back. But the thing is, we gotta properly understand the scriptures, because without properly understanding what's going on, man, we're blaming each other. And you got sets of different Israelite groups that completely blame black people for everything. They're saying the things that's happening in our communities, the death of our children, the abortion, the drug dealing. These are decisions, yes. But you also have a people that's furthering those decisions to be against God, pushing those decisions to be against God. And there's but a few brothers that realize this. There's a few brothers that realize what Christ was trying to say in the earth. The forgiveness and love that Christ had for his people. Look, you can't forgive every goddamn body else on the earth for centuries of exploitation, slavery, degradation, man, and murder, genocide, pornography, child molestation, pedophilia. Look, you can't just forgive a people 4 centuries of genocide, and you can't forgive your brother for putting some trash in the street, man. You can't forgive your brother for a couple of dollars that he owed you. You can't forgive your brother about a little situation between some broad. But you can forgive everybody else. Look, the Chinese come in our community, they take all our businesses, take all our revenue, took our entrepreneurial ideas, and got filthy, disgustingly rich off of them. And they brought a deadly infectious disease right into our community because they own all the businesses in our community. They see exactly what white supremacy is doing to black people, man. They know what it's doing, and they take advantage of it. It's working out well for them, so why should they care? They know what white supremacy is doing to black people in this place, man. Hey, shalom, sisters. Shalom, shalom. Welcome. Welcome, sisters. Not a lot of people here today during this pandemic, but it is what it is. Thanks for coming out. And we going over captivity and slavery in the Bible because a lot of our people don't believe that we still in captivity. We sitting here dying of this coronavirus more than anybody else. There's different ethnicities, and just about every ethnicity is in the United States of America because, of course, it's a melting pot of every goddamn body. But yet and still, black folks got to die of the coronavirus more than any other race, ethnicity, or religion of people in America. And it's because we're slaves in this place. And when they get up there and talk about the disparity of healthcare, the disparity of diet, the disparity of crime, they're telling the truth. All of these things were designed by white supremacy, and it leaves us absolutely vulnerable in our own communities. It leaves us basically naked. Hey, shalom, brother. What's going on? That's right. That's what's up. It leaves us absolutely vulnerable to this goddamn pandemic that's going on here in America, man. Black people die more than any other race of people. And we want to understand why. We got to go in the Bible and understand why, man. It's because of our transgressions. And it's because we in slavery. We dealing with the type of stress that'll kill you. The type of stress that causes high blood pressure and heart disease. Worrying about paying bills that never stop. Being degraded, underappreciated at work. We define ourselves by what we do at work. We're defined in our communities. And we're all at the lowest levels of just about every different work area that we go in. We're all the lowest paid. If you take, and I looked at the federal studies on this and statistics, we make about somewhere between 50 to 60%. I need you to read, brother. Somewhere between 50 and 60% of the money that white folks is making right now. You got your Bible with you? Let's get Amos 9 and 4. You good, brother? Let's get Amos 9 and 4. We're gonna go in the Bible and prove we goddamn still in captivity. Dying faster than anybody else, man. And it's not that the infection rate is any different with black people. It's just that our underlying health and underlying condition is causing us to succumb to this virus more than anybody else. And it's not surprising that we're the most unhealthiest people in America, because white folks can do what they want to do. We can't do what white folks do. White folks can do whatever the hell they want to do, man. They can eat whatever they want to eat. Chinese people been eating dogs and bats and mice and every goddamn thing else for hundreds of years, man. We can't do the things that they do. And the Lord shows us examples of people in this Bible that have done these things and how he felt about it and what the hell he did about it. You got that, brother? Amos 9 and 4.
Amos chapter 9, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
And though they go into captivity.
Though they go into captivity, about Israel, though they go into captivity, go ahead.
Before their enemies. Thence will I command.
Before who?
Their enemies.
Before their enemies. So we're not here in captivity with our damn friends. We're not here in a captivity with people that have empathy for us. This is the hardest, most industrialized slavery that has ever been in humankind, man. Understand something. Continents of people have benefited off of the slavery of black people, off of the barbarism, off of the genocide and degradation of black people. Just about every nation of people have benefited from that. So we got to understand how deep this slavery is ingrained in us. I mean, the children that have been born in the 2000s, goddamn, all they can see is the affliction. And I feel so bad for young folk, man, because they've never seen black people own businesses. Like out here in Baltimore, we got something called Pennsylvania Avenue and Lexington Market, Old Town Market. All of these were flourishing black businesses, man, where you had black families for generations owning businesses and flourishing in black communities. And now, the only thing that young folks have ever seen is heathens owning and striving and prospering. And then they look at the community and say, this community can't help me. I understand why young black men so goddamn bad. I understand. Like, goddamn, I love you. And a young man in the ISUPK got to be the strongest black men I've ever in my life seen for this particular purpose. Because they've never seen something, but they can envision it and they can love it. And they can say, this is going to happen and we got to make this happen. But they've never seen it actually happen. Not to say in the past everything was right, because we were still being murdered and genocide and all that. But only that it wasn't the amount of heathen inaction in our communities as it is today. It's normal to see a Chinese family walking down the street. And I was born in the 70s. And in the 80s, I never saw that. I never saw white folks, out in our communities, at the subways, selling their pills. And like white folks actually sell drugs hand to hand on the street now. Out Cherry Hill, out on the west side, east side, and open air markets, they come out. It wasn't like that before. And we would go to our own businesses to get the things that we need. But now, we so goddamn vulnerable of these people that these Chinese people that own all these stores, we don't know where the hell they come from, man. They could be from Wuhan, Hangzhou, wherever the hell they from, and they in our neighborhood doing all kinds of business, and they don't have anything that stops them from selling us the type of foods that kill us. This fried chicken and they fry unclean foods along with clean foods. They hide what different foods are. I mean, you just had a ship that had over 900 pounds of rat meat on it that was going to these Chinese stores. You had a Chinese store right out Cherry Hill that had roadkill. They was brazen enough to push the roadkill up in the damn store while the customers was there. They only got caught because somebody took a picture. Like, they don't give a damn what they feed us, but we love them. We forgive them. We go in their stores. We purchase their garbage, and now we're dying in droves for it. because the Lord is dealing with us for the decisions that we are making to deal with this filthy people, man. And we forgive and love. And the last thing we like to be called is a racist. I don't understand how the hell black people can be racist, but okay. Okay. I don't understand how to get. Are you denying other races of people jobs?
Right.
Are you degrading other races of people? Are you taking their liberty? Are you taking their freedom? Are you terrorizing them? Are you burning crosses in their yards and blowing up bombs in their churches? Are you shooting M16s in their malls? How are you being racist? By talking about the barbarism that they do to you, that makes you a racist. What I'm gonna tell black folks tonight is how to get out of that and how to deal with that. That's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna finish that scripture. Go ahead, brother.
Come, sir. Thence will I command the sword, and it shall slay them.
This will I command the sword. The Lord is commanding the sword. The reason why you're dying is because he's sending a death angel over this city and many others for black people to die. It's the Lord. The Lord controls that sword. And he's sending death angels. Why? Because we're going to come together as a people one way or the other. We can do it the hard way or the easy way. This is what the Lord is saying. We can do it the hard way or the easy way. Isupkbmore been out here for years, trying to tell brothers to forgive brothers, to deal with each other, to come together. What's wrong with doing business with each other? What's wrong with including each other in our lives? What's wrong with forgiving each other? What possible advantage do we get out of forgiving white people? They've been doing the same thing to us for 4 centuries. What are we getting out of it? We've been voting for 60 years. What are we getting out of it? We're getting nothing. How about we start forgiving each other for that $5 your brother owed you 3 years ago? But when he called you a name 5 years ago, when he bullied you, 7, 8 years ago, instead of forgiving this demon, this absolute inhuman monster of systemic racism, when it not only kills us, but kills our children and our great-great-grandchildren and our great-great-great-great-grandchildren, and on down the line and on down the line. Any Negro ever do that to you? Any black man ever do that to you? As though he destroyed your whole family, put out so much propaganda that he destroyed the natural loving bond between a black man and black woman? No, that ain't never happened. But this oppressor has. So oppressor do that to you. Read on.
Thence I command the sword, and it shall slay them. And I will set mine eyes upon them for evil, not for good.
The Lord said he has set his eyes upon you for evil. To die from that coronavirus is evil. Look, don't nobody want that virus. Don't no goddamn body want that virus. I'm trying to tell you something. I work at a hospital. Don't nobody want that goddamn virus. I don't go in any rooms or nothing. I stay in the basement. But goddamn, the stories I've heard, look, the way you die is gasping for air, man, at your throat. And what's so insidious about it is that you can have people that may be some white man right in the next room to you that's 60, and had hypertension and every goddamn thing else, and he turn a corner and live. You 20 years old, you in good shape, you've been playing football, you this and that, you got your little white wife over there. I done seen that a million times too. And working in the hospital where a whole bunch of babies was born and they was clearly black, but you had a white husband, you know, trying to tell you something. And a lot of the stories I've heard on TV, different black folks that's died, when you look it up, they got some heathen wife, or they doing some type of evil against their people. And you go to the left and you gasping for air and you die, man. And your family can't even come in there with you. Because if they come in there with you, you kill them too. Nobody wants this virus, bro. Nobody. So you got to get some protection on you. A mask ain't going to protect you. I'm going to tell you what a mask is. A mask is to protect other people.
Right.
That mask will not protect you from getting that virus. That virus can get in your eye. It's an aerosol. Somebody coughs in the room, it's an aerosol to be in the air for 4 hours. It can get in your eye, get in the soft parts of your skin and the wound. It can get in you. That mask ain't gonna stop. That mask is just to stop your aerosol from coming out and your droplets from coming out and infecting anybody else. Because how insidious this bug is, you can be asymptomatic. And they think maybe up to 10% of people may not feel nothing at all, nothing. Not sick, not a runny nose, not a damn thing, but you end up infecting your mother and killing her. That's an insidious thing, and that can only come from the Lord. That ain't come from some white man in a lab. It ain't come from 5G. It ain't come from 5G, man. Like people in the UK, I think they attacked a 5G tower or something, thinking it's ridiculous, man. And Negro, go ahead.
My son just asked me 5G. What's he talking about?
Mm-hmm.
He don't know that they basically saying that the 5G towers is what's putting the coronavirus in for the 5G signal.
Right. How they explained it was the radiation that comes out from the 5G, which means 5th generation. Just like you have 4G and you have 3G. These are radio towers that they put up, the strength of them. The 5G is supposed to be the best. It's supposed to go through walls and all of this type of stuff, which is fine. But brothers come up with these conspiracy theories that say the radiation, when it hits your body, causes it to react and causes the coronavirus to get into you. Or so I don't know how this happens, because a virus is a string of foreign DNA that gets into your body. So I don't know how this would activate a damn coronavirus, but you're a nut nigga, so I'm not gonna argue with you. You know, it is what it is. At the same time, all of these conspiracy theories is throwing us off from the truth. The truth is that we're slaves in this place. And the reason why we're dying is because we don't know how to act like free men. Is that we want relations with our oppressor. And because we want a relationship, an intimate relationship with our oppressors, we not only want to work for them, we want them to like us. We want them to love us. And when they don't, it's heartfelt. You know, like this. I'll explain to you like this. When a police officer murders an unarmed black man, right? We get all mad, we get upset at him because he murdered one of us. He went in our house, shot us dead on the sofa, all right? We get mad, hands up, don't shoot. We march, we angry. Please don't shoot us, don't kill us. We're gonna wait for justice. And then a month later, he'll do it again. or he'll do it 3 times. He'll keep it up. He'll keep doing it. The more we ask him to stop, the more he'll do it. The more he'll double down. That's the oppression that we don't understand, that we don't get. We still want to love him and have an intimate relationship with him. How you stop the stress is very simple. I'm going to tell you how you stop the stress. What's wrong?
It's okay. She just got told to lock the door.
Oh, she had to lock the door in the car. Okay, I got you. And how you stop that is to stop trying to have a relationship with the oppressor. I understand, being an officer in the Isupkbmore, who my enemy is. I understand who I'm supposed to love, and because of that, I don't look for an intimate relationship from the people that I work for. I expect them to try to work me to death. I expect them to try to take my manhood and do different things to me that would harm me. So I exercise my rights. I protect myself. I document, and I do these things to empower myself. So they can't just do any goddamn thing to me. So if they do, it's all documented, it's all transparent, and because I'm protected by the Lord, it'll come out favorable for me. But when you seek the love and intimate relationship of your enemy, of your oppressor, he can do any goddamn thing he want to do to you. And the stress will cause you heart disease. It will cause your family to break up. It will cause you diabetes. It will cause you to use drugs, and it will cause you to destroy yourself. And that's what we're dealing with right now. The cure for that has always been the same: to separate from this oppressor, to give your love to your brother, because they will suck every bit of, the white supremacy is like a succubus. It'll suck every bit of love out of you. Dealing with your boss every day, his disgusting racist jokes, and his stinking way of pushing you to get everything out of you. Did we finish there? I mean, where you at? Go ahead, let's finish that up.
Thence I will command the sword, and it shall slay them.
Mm-hmm.
And I will set mine eyes upon them for evil, and not for good.
For evil and not for good. God is good all the time. That's what's killing black people. That's what's killing us. God, all of these phrases and all these ridiculous anecdotes that's not backed up by the Bible, that makes you believe that it's okay to sin, that God will love you even though you prefer other people over your own people, even though you prefer other gods, other societies over your own God. Well, the coronavirus is telling us something, ain't it? Read on.
Come. And the Lord God of hosts is he that touches the land, and it shall melt, and all that dwell therein shall mourn.
The Lord has all power. There is no struggle between God and the devil. The Lord has all power and all say over what the hell happens to your life. So the only one you need to be afraid of is the Most High. Because this goddamn disease is scary. This joint right here is insane. Did everybody see that brother, that video of that brother in prison? The brother that was in prison, and he had like 2 or 3 sick brothers right next to him. He said, I ain't sick, but I can't taste nothing. That's a symptom. You sick, brother. You sick. These oppressors then stuffed you in a room, sick people in a room with you who wasn't sick. And now you sick. So now your little weed charge has gotten you a death sentence. You're dead now. Because of course, black folks are dying more than any other race of people. So now you didn't went in jail on some petty little charge. I think the brother said he was getting out in a year or something. Was it? The brother was ready to get out. You fitting to die, man. You fitting to die. Because you chose the lifestyle of the heathen, and I'm going to show you who else chose that in the Bible. I'm going to show you that we make the same mistakes over and over again in the Bible. Check this out. Anybody got a question, anything? Right, good. Go ahead. Oh, give me, slide. Give me, 21 and 24.
So like 21 and 24.
21, 24.
This is Luke chapter 21, verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword.
You shall fall by the edge of the sword. Go ahead.
And shall be led away captive.
And shall be led away captive.
Into all nations.
Into all nations. Which is exactly where we are. Which is exactly where we are. Which means, in its totality, that we will be underneath the heel of the heathen every goddamn where we go. So escaping to Demona, Africa, or escaping to Israel, such as it is today, will be under the heel of the oppressor.
God.
No worse, no better. Being a slave wherever you go is being a slave. Which is why in this world right now, in this country, in this state, we are serving a great servitude. Which means you don't have control over your life. Which means somebody else makes the rules. Somebody else makes the laws. Somebody else makes you follow those laws and those rules. And what's more concerning is that being under the oppression of this enemy was a punishment of God, to be sure. There is no doubt. It is in the Bible. But this enemy, this oppressor, he furthered our affliction. He made sure that he created laws. He created business models to entice us to sin. He put crack in our community by the ton. No, we didn't have to touch it. Black people didn't have to touch the crack. But when you born on a project floor, a hard project floor, Latrobe, Murphy Homes, Cherry Hill Homes, I'm talking about Baltimore, y'all might not, but it's the same every goddamn way. You born on a hard project floor. I know brothers that never saw carpet until they were a man. That's how bad the project in Baltimore was in the 90s. It was horrible. It was a horrible thing. When you are in a situation like that, when you do not have food, you do not have parents to make you go to school, to feed you, to give you the basic needs that a child should have. And the way to sustain yourself is that you go sell some crap. Brother, that's likely what you gonna do. And I can forgive you as a black man for that. I can understand your oppression. I can understand it. I can forgive that if you can forgive me. I can forgive you. That's not a problem. I understand the oppression of growing up in situations like that. We got to know who to love, man. We can't keep loving the ones that's putting us in these projects with these streets filled with dope and saying that we forgive them. I have no hate towards the heathen. Nobody is saying hate nobody. But I tell you what I do hate. I tell you what I hate personally. I hate the crime that they do to us. These people dream up and think up this crap 10 years before it ever even comes into fruition. The crack, the breaking up of the homes, the effeminization of the black man. Every time I see a black man with a weave, some breasts, it makes me die inside. It makes me die inside because I know goddamn well that you can't be happy. There is no way that you didn't cut your rod off, took some steroids to grow some damn tits, and you happy. You're not happy, man. You're disturbed, bro. And there's nobody there to tell you nothing. Because your preacher is such a criminal and a bastard. Go ahead.
Okay. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles.
The Jerusalem where it is now is trodden down with the Gentiles. They are in control of it. All right? If you go there, you'll be just as oppressed, just as stressed out, wanting to take a damn Percocet, some damn opiates, some crack, some weed, or whatever the hell you can take to get out of this damn oppression and this slavery. Read on.
Okay. Until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
To the times of these disgusting, draconian Neanderthals is fulfilled, which prayerfully and hopefully is now. This coronavirus is the start of the damn plagues to get rid of these goddamn people out of our neighborhoods and out of our lives. That would be a beautiful thing. Even the suffering is enough to endure, knowing that one day freedom is on the horizon. I'd rather see my people free. I'd like to see my people free. I'd like to see a place where the only goddamn decision ain't if I should sell these drugs or eat tonight. I want a place for my brothers where they don't have to make that ridiculous decision, where they don't have to go to prison for some petty, ridiculous charge and die of some damn contagion in there, man. Where they don't have to die of police brutality every day. It's waned off a little bit, only because it's a damn pandemic and the cops dying.
Right.
If it wasn't a pandemic, they'd be murdering you in the street right now. But you still want to love them? Come on up.
Verse 23. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon.
Drop that. Let's go to Jeremiah 15:1. That's what I want. Get Jeremiah 15:1. Let's get up on some of the things that causes our affliction. Because all we look at is the affliction. Say, black people murdering black people. Black people doing this to black people. You're more likely to get beat up by a black person. More likely to get robbed by a black person. No. Two things. We don't know who the real criminal is, who the actual criminal is. I brought out a few weeks ago, was it the FBI chart? That was the FBI crime chart, 67. Was it? And where though you can track criminality by race. And white people outpace us in every goddamn way of criminality besides, I think, armed robbery. And that's only because they do Ponzi schemes and white collar crimes and stuff like that really affect people a whole lot more than somebody just taking something from somebody on the street. Because they hungry and afflicted, and the only people they got to prey on is other people who are hungry and afflicted. It's insane, man. But we can't understand it and we can't forgive it. Go ahead, you got that? Yeah, go ahead, brother.
So I got one from me.
Go ahead.
It ties into what Commander Junior Hunt said the other night.
Come.
He's talking about how blacks and Hispanics, we think we tough, we think we thorough, we think it's that, but we are the worst criminals ever in the history of mankind.
Right.
We get caught up every time. We the only ones getting hemmed up like that.
Yeah.
In the prison system. We the ones holding the prison system up.
Come.
Wouldn't be no damn prison system if we wasn't doing what we not what we doing in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we're gonna say. What?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Goddamn right. The water to you. And it's absolutely true.
God.
Look, the prison system was created to not only push criminality on us, but to criminalize us. The Second Amendment, you know. So when I used to read the Second Amendment, I'm like, how did they know black people would commit so many crimes? God damn, they made the Second Amendment to actually say you are free from any type of servitude unless you are duly convicted of a crime, and I'm paraphrasing. Unless you are convicted of a crime, you're not a slave. When you are convicted of a crime, you can be made to work for free. So how did they know that black people will be the ones mainly convicted of crimes? Because they designed it that way. They designed it. Right after slavery, they designed vagrancy laws. I mean, it's so ridiculous. If you walk in tandem with a train, you could get up to 5 to 10 years. If you took a wooden plank from a fence and used it as firewood, you could get 5 to 10 years in prison. These were the first waves of criminalizing black people. And then when it got to the 60s and the 70s, it got ridiculous. Like Richard Nixon told the media to only film black men with the cuffs on them. So if a black man was innocent, not to film that at all. But it's the second bad friend, sisters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like so.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Now I just want to give you a quick correction. It was the 14th. You said the second.
Did I say the second? 14th Amendment. The water on that. Second Amendment is
the right to
of course,
bear
the right
arms.
to bear arms.
Bad on us.
Can't take that from white folks.
Come on.
Water, I appreciate
The
it.
other bug.
Yes, it's the 14th Amendment. Salakia, 14th Amendment. And they were psychics, and they knew black folks was going to be breaking the law like hell, or it was what it was. It was created to work this way. And back then, right after slavery, they had the convict leasing program, which works in tandem to today's mass incarceration, man, and privatized prisons. It worked the exact same way. It's like every time that they had a crop or something that needed to be processed, the sheriffs, the deputies would ride around black communities and hunt black people. The same way the NYPD has a quota today to lock up black men, and the Baltimore City Police Department. I know here from experience, I'm letting it out, from experience, that when you get locked up, you go to what they call the new jail or Hagerstown. Hagerstown is a county. They take you out to Hagerstown for you to do your time. Hagerstown is a maximum security prison. It is a work prison. It is a farm where you go to grow crops and to farm animals. All right? They change your residence from Baltimore City to Hagerstown. So that state money that was coming in, you know what, when they had you take the census and stuff like that, it's so they can send, the federal government can send the right amount of money for trash pickup, any kind of services you may need. Well, now your residence is Hagerstown. So the federal government sends that money to Hagerstown instead of Baltimore. So you got all these brothers that their residence is now in Hagerstown. So Hagerstown is receiving all of this money. Now, mind you, Hagerstown is just a small lower county filled with white folks that have these CO jobs, these fantastic benefits, generation after generation. Billy Bob and all of his cousins work there. All right. So when Billy Bob is the CO that's watching over your cell block, he's going to torture you. Then he's going to tell his cousins to torture you. They are getting benefits generation after generation from black men being locked up in Baltimore. And I'm telling you, it's such a sweet racket for white people that all of the produce and animal foods that they're growing there are sold in Hagerstown for next to nothing. So they're getting freshly farmed organic foods and meats that black people are farming and producing for them for free. And not only that, they have all of these jobs with these ridiculous benefits that they are making. They living like kings and queens out there. They have acres and acres of land. You know, you a CO, you can buy a house. Your wife don't even have to work. You understand? All your cousins and your fathers, they correctional officers in the same prison. You can basically do what you want to. They'll cover it up. You know, when I was there, I wasn't there. It's like I was there. I was there. And what they would do was them sons and them cousins would beat you to a pulp, and them fathers and them grandfathers would cover it up. Like they got a hell of a racket going there, man. And all the overtime that they collecting and getting, they ain't even doing, man. The cousins and the fathers are covering. I mean, it is an absolute racket out there. And it exploded a couple of years ago, but they didn't do what they needed to do to clean it up. But they are making billions of millions of dollars off of this business model, man. And it's absolutely ridiculous. They destroying the lives of black people for this. And if you out there for ridiculous crimes, they will not let you go. They got a pandemic. A prison is like a petri dish. They are letting us die in those prisons, which tells us that we are slaves in this place. If we got so many powerful politicians and actors and entertainers, why the hell are we dying in prisons and nobody talking about it? Because we're slaves in this place, man. Come on, brother.
Come on. So Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 1.
Go ahead.
Then said the Lord unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me,
Mhm.
yet my mind could not be toward this people.
My mind could not be towards this people because of the ridiculous things that we do, man. We could have so much as a people, but we always decide to do this ridiculous thing, and we're going to get to it. Read on.
Oh, okay. Cast them out of my sight.
And cast them out of my sight. The Lord turns his back on us, man, because we don't know who to love. It's natural and obvious to love your blood and the black man that's suffering the same oppression that you're suffering. It's natural and it's obvious for the black man to love the black woman. That's his woman, his bridge to immortality. Don't you know, man, when you have your son and he had his son and you die and he had his son, he's bringing you back?
God.
You never read the Bible if you don't know this. You don't understand regeneration. All right? You are your fathers and your father's father. This ain't the first time you and your son met. Ain't the first time. You understand that. Read on.
Oh, come. And let them go forth.
Let them go forth. It's such an evil thing, man. It's such an evil thing that we would put other people in front of our own people. That we would at any point say, well, black people treat you worse than white people. That's absurd. When you have an entire race of people that are benefiting of the misery, the pain, the enslavement of another people. It is absurd to say that black people sometimes treat you worse. You can't find it in your heart and in your mind to forgive that black man. God damn. He ain't making laws for you to be in perpetual poverty and serve centuries of enslavement and exploitation. He ain't doing that. You can't forgive him for the little piece of nothing he did to you that for real you emotional about. The black man and the black woman have always fought together. Now we are somehow each other's enemies. How the hell that happened? The oppressor happened. Because he furthered our affliction. We're going to get into that too. Read them.
Come. Chapter Slaki, verse 2.
They were up. Slaki, let me get it up. And take them out the freezer. They probably be ready for it.
Verse 2.
Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass,
Mm-hmm.
if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them,
I shall tell them. Go ahead.
thus saith the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
such as for death to death,
Mm-hmm.
and such as are for the sword to the sword.
Death to death, sword to the sword. This is exactly what's happening right goddamn now in front of our face. It's happening in front of our face. We won't see it. We won't look at it. Because of the choices and decisions that we are making, we're putting ourselves at risk of dying of a disgusting pandemic. Nobody wants this disease. Nobody wants this thing. And being black, you are susceptible to it. No goddamn body wants this, man. But the decisions that you're making, the gods that you're choosing, the culture that you're going in, the people that you're choosing to love, the Lord is whipping out the sword. And he's swinging the sword. Read on.
Slaki, sir. And such as are for the famine, to the famine, and such as are for the captivity, to the captivity.
Read it again. Salaki.
Come on, 20. Slight, sir. And such as are for the famine, to the famine, and such as are for the captivity, to the captivity.
Look, we in this horrible captivity, man. This horrible, ridiculous captivity. And we don't even acknowledge and understand who our family is and who we need to love. We keep loving the same people that hate and destroy us while we neglect our family. Your neighbor that Christ is talking about is your people. We've been loving white people and Chinese people forever.
Okay.
Why ain't nothing getting better? Because we're making the wrong decisions. Christ was always talking about our brothers, our neighbors, the flesh of our flesh, blood of our blood. These are the people we are supposed to forgive. We are supposed to ponder on what was done and make a righteous judgment on what was done to us. Something righteous. Not just because we had an emotional response and now we want to pull out a pistol. Now we want to pull out a pistol on a brother when that response isn't necessary. We could have just forgiven him for stepping on our Jordans. We could have just did that. Or we could have just went to him one-on-one and said, brother, you stepped on my foot. Instead, I'm going to pull out a pistol when you would never do that to your oppressor.
Right.
You would never pull out a pistol on your oppressor, ever. Tell me I'm wrong. You would never, in a million years, matter of fact, you would trust him. That's why so many people die when that oppressor starts to come up and he didn't have a breakdown and come in there and get to murder every goddamn body. That's why they let Dylan Ruth in the goddamn church. Nobody thought he would ever do nothing. Hey, baby, you want something to eat? Can we have? You got a problem? Really? Can we talk about it? Let this devil in the church. They ain't search him. Ain't no need to search no devil in the head because ain't no devil coming up in here.
That's right.
Devil coming up in here, man. You know what I'm saying? And then this was so devilish about that situation that's been sitting on me for a while. He allowed one person to live to tell everybody the story. Nobody would live in here. Nobody. Because everybody will protect their brother. We would have to fight on who's going to take the bullet.
That's right.
He let this person live to tell the story of how he sat there and murdered them one by one and they begged for their lives. We don't beg for my life from a devil fool. The Bible says, fear the one that can kill the body and the soul. You can't kill my soul. You can't touch my soul, devil. I'm going to beg you. I'm going to beg the Lord.
Right.
Right.
I'm going to defend myself against you. I'm going to defend myself against your philosophy, your culture, your evil, your homosexuality, your dope, and everything that you put in my neighborhood and every goddamn thing you stand for. And I'm going to love my brother. And that's what every black man should be about. Got to come up in the Isupkbmore, learn who to love and learn those principles, man. And we stand firm on it. We stand absolutely firm. We're not GMS. We're not All of a sudden you see a white man pop up giving orders. That ain't gonna happen.
That's right.
Salaki, where we at?
Sorry, if I could.
Oh, go ahead.
I just want to bring up a point.
Yes,
Something Matazaba said last night that hit me hard. He was saying, like, you know what I mean? We don't love each other, but we pretty much, when we get cornered and people asking, like, you know what I mean? Like, why gotta be so much hate? Why y'all gotta hate the white man and all that? The thing is, our hate is different from the white man. Like, the white man taught people how to hate. Like, when a white man hate any people, he'll kill that people, he'll destroy that people. Our hate is just staying away from and separating ourselves and just loving each other and giving us all the love. And that's, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, we definitely shouldn't love these people because we get destroyed behind these people like you bringing up, so.
Right.
Right. You have to focus your hate. See, heathens can't focus their hate. They're base of animals, base of men.
Down count.
And what they do, when they hate, they genocide. And it's white men in this government that talked about putting black people on the level of a beast or an animal, removing all the life from their minds. They never respected our humanity, ever. Ever. That's the hate of a heathen. That's the hate of a heathen. We hate the crimes that you've done to us. We hate the crimes. We hate the business models that you've created to work us to death, and so that we die anyway. We hate the way you treated us and marginalized us and gentrified us and destroyed us to the point that we can't even love each other. God damn. Can't even love each other, man. They suck so much from us, we can't even come together. It then took our social cohesiveness, our ability to come together as a people and get things done. That's been destroyed. General Hunter trying to rebuild that in black people.
Right.
And we can work with each other and we can prosper. Even in this place, we can prosper. Well, God damn, they've done. I can tell you this. The main staple of white supremacy is propaganda. Propaganda is a way of twisting the way you think. Is a way of getting you to think in a certain way. Just like how they push data through the internet. Like you would talk about you need oil for your car. A few minutes later, it'll pop up on your phone. 3-4 different oil companies. Because of course they're listening to it. And they're pushing out all this propaganda and the flow of data to get you to think in a certain way. Go ahead, bro.
Excuse me, it's a lot.
Yeah, go ahead.
I thought I was the only one I was talking about the randomest thing you could ever talk about. And I went on Google,
yes, sir.
And that joint popped right up without something. I was like, what the hell? Yeah.
That's because they want every dollar. They don't want to miss a dollar.
They have you profiled as a person. They have the way you buy, the way you think already profiled and programmed. When you talk, they have certain macros that pick up on certain things that you say. And this is why certain ads pop up on your phone. Shit, I need some antifreeze for my car. Oh, damn, it's right there.
Man,
That's how it works. The white man's the devil. The white man's the devil. And don't you know, whenever you try to get any Bible scriptures or anything, it constantly wants to push you towards Christianity. It constantly wants to hit you with Christianity. And you got to keep correcting, keep going back until it cashes enough that it'll go the way of the UPK. But it wants you to push towards Christianity, which is the dominating culture in this society right now. That's the flow of data that we're pushing you to go. Go ahead.
One more time.
Go ahead.
Ask the brothers. Am I the only one that recently got this little ad from like the Mona Israelites? This can come up on your phone out of nowhere. And like it's like a documentary on. Yeah, this
like if a kid on YouTube, it'd be on my YouTube. Yeah. Like I'll watch a video. It could be anything ISUPK, and it'll come up. No, they black. Right. And that it always pop. I always just get right past it. But now that you said it like that, it must.
Okay. They don't want you to. They don't want to push you towards anything that's masculine. They want to push you towards the Mona Africa because they want you to believe that you are African. They want you to see that. They want you to be feminized. They don't want you to take control of your family and your home. Because you got too many men in the ISUPK raising dynamic families. They don't want that. They're going to push you towards the Mona Africa, which was a failed venture. Right. People died in the Mona Africa. The only thing they did was end up serving in the Israeli army to eat. That's a slave. That's what we're doing here. We're serving in the U.S. Army to eat, to get out of the ghetto. And they reward us for fighting for their country and fighting for their democracy, which has never been a democracy, which has never been equality, but they reward us with generational poverty. That's what they reward us with. All right, where we at? Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 3.
Right.
And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord.
4 kinds from every corner. I'm going to point this over you. Go ahead.
The sword to slay.
The sword to slay.
And the dogs to tear.
The dogs to tear.
And the fowls of the heaven.
The fowls of heaven.
And the beasts of the earth.
And the beasts of the earth.
To divide.
This is all the 4 corners of stress that we feeling today. We being slain. We being torn. Good night. We being taken from every corner of the earth. You got your hand raised, sir?
What does it mean when it says the fowls of the heaven?
The fowls of the heaven. These are evil angels that do evil things to you. What does it mean to file? To file a person. To destroy them. This is what we're being filed in this place. So we being stressed from 4 different directions. And there's a reason why this is happening. And the Lord is going to connect it to a particular person. Read on.
Come. To devour and destroy.
Verse devour and destroy. To completely devour. Which means to take all of your power. To have you in a position of complete subtlety, to have you just available for exploitation. Like you have no way of fighting back, you just being completely and utterly exploited. That's being a slave, and that's exactly what's happening. And there is a reason why this is happening. Read on.
Verse 4, and I will cause them to be removed until all kingdoms of the earth, because of Manasseh.
Because of who?
Manasseh.
Because of Manasseh. Read.
The son of Hezekiah.
The son of Hezekiah. What did Manasseh do? What did they do? He's saying because of Manasseh. Because I think there's a little bit more than that. Read it again.
Come. I'll start from the top. Verse 4. And I will cause them to be removed into all kingdoms of the earth.
Right.
Because of Manasseh.
Because of Manasseh.
The son of Hezekiah.
Son of Hezekiah. Go ahead.
King of Judah.
King of Judah.
For that which he did in Jerusalem.
What did he do in Jerusalem? What did Manasseh do in I believe he took the throne at a young age. But he did something that was disgusting in the eyes of the Lord. This is the times of the kings. Give me 2 Kings 21. Let's get that. Go ahead.
You take on the heathen wife? Or why?
Didn't read anything about that. But it's kind of on the same level of what he did.
He chose other nations.
He chose other nations. So let's just get the scripture.
Start from verse 1, sir.
Mm-hmm.
This is 2 Kings chapter 21, verse 1. Manasseh was 12 years old when he
how old?
12 years old.
All right.
When he began to reign.
He began to reign at 12 years old. So he began to lead, to be a king over Judah, 12 years old. Go ahead.
And reigned 55 years in Jerusalem.
Right.
And his mother's name Hezekiah.
Right? No, you fine. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 2. And he did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord.
He did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord. Now, this we getting to the point. This is the goddamn point. The point of everything. It says it over and over again in the Bible. All the goddamn time. The Old Testament, the New Testament, we're getting to the point. The point that brothers don't see and brothers don't understand. You got all of these fake Israelite groups that they take a little bit of truth from the Isupkbmore and then they twist some of it. But this is the absolute truth right here that this Bible is about to break down. And this is why we are being punished today because of what Manasseh did. Read.
After the abominations of the heathen.
He did after the abominations of the heathen. Somebody give me a definition on abomination.
Abomination is a disgusting act in front of the name of
Give me an actual definition. Give me an actual definition of abomination so we know what we're talking about. We ain't, you know what I'm saying? We don't have no misunderstandings here. We got to get the real. We got to break it real. Yes, sir.
Abomination. A thing that causes disgust.
A little louder.
A thing that causes disgust or hatred.
A thing that causes disgust or hatred. So this abomination is a thing that is disgusting to God. I thought God loved everybody. Certainly he don't mind if you do some disgusting things. No, this thing was disgusting to God. This thing in particular was disgusting because this is the same thing that was so disgusting to him before that he destroyed the whole earth because of the evil that we do, man. Read on. It's like
This is why you back.
huh?
Go to the back.
Yeah, go ahead.
whom the Lord cast out before the children of Israel.
Read it over again.
Come. This is 2 Kings chapter 21, verse 2. And he did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord.
Right.
After the abominations of the heathen, whom the Lord cast out before the children of Israel.
The Lord cast out these heathens before the children of Israel came into the land. The Lord cast them out. And if you know anything about, what is it, 7 and 9? What 7 and 9?
7 and 9.
Oh man, good night. I can't believe I forgot the book, but I know 7 and 9. That's age, man. That's the same. No sweat. But what it is, and I'm gonna paraphrase.
So I get Deuteronomy 7.
Deuteronomy. Yes. No.
Salah is a law. You mean is it Leviticus?
Might be Deuteronomy.
I can read it, sir.
But yeah, go ahead and read.
Okay. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
But thou art an holy people unto the Lord.
Yes. Yes. Y'all are holy people. A separate people, which meaning that the water is Deuteronomy. Thou is a holy people unto the Lord thy God, meaning a separate people. So Manasseh, he didn't want to separate. He did this thing which was so disgusting and evil in the eyes of God. When God tells you that you're doing something disgusting, abominable, and evil, God damn, you better listen. Why is it disgusting, abominable, and evil for the children of Israel to deal with the other nations? Why? If God loves everybody, something ain't matching up here. Something ain't matching up. So the Lord is talking about the evil of Manasseh. The evil Manasseh did. Read it again.
Come. This is 2 Kings chapter 21, verse 2. And he did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord.
Manasseh did some iniquity that was evil, that was sinful in the eyes of God. In the eyes of God, it was sinful. You know what that means? God has seen every type of sin there is. He created the rules. But this in particular is abominable, disgusting, and evil, which Manasseh did. Read on.
After the abominations of the heathen.
Good night. After the abominations of the heathen, meaning after their society and their culture, meaning being a disgusting homosexual. Being a disgusting homosexual, man. Kissing and loving another man. Going into the social, political, and different societies of this Neanderthal. Destroying yourself inside. Your soul. The Lord made them to have a perverse soul. But you want to be perverse like them. You want to deal in their society and their disgust. You want to have orgies. You want to sleep with your brother's wife. You want to be a homosexual. You want to do drugs. What's that song? Want to do drugs. You want to do drugs. What's that song, man? I'm old, man.
God.
Chris Brown. That's like that. You want to do drugs.
The woman beater.
Huh? Woman beater? They say she wants.
Like, no, he calling Chris Brown a woman beater. She wanna do drugs.
I know we talk about drugs and all that booze. Go ahead.
It's like I wanted just a question.
Right.
So, the evil that Manasseh did,
Right.
it sounds like from what I read, pretty much he chose Joel Osteen over Commander General.
He did, brother. He chose Baal. So when it talks about Baal, it's talking about the religion and the society of those Africans, which was just as disgusting as what we dealing with today. Because back then, the Africans was enslaving and exploiting us. So we was choosing their God, Baal.
Right.
Just like we're choosing white Jesus today. Did you have your hand up, sis? Yeah.
I was gonna say the song is She's Not Loyal.
Oh, these girls ain't loyal. You might be right. I know at some point they said she wanna do drugs or something like that. I don't know, that might be it. Wow. All right, so you're right. Baal, if you're dealing with Baal and all those other gods, that's what Manasseh did. Manasseh built up temples. Salakia, read from there.
Come.
Go ahead.
Verse 2. And he did that which Salakia. Want me to read that verse 2 again?
Go ahead.
And he did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord, after the abominations of the heathen, whom the Lord cast out before the children of Israel. Verse 3. And he built up again the high places which Hezekiah his father had destroyed.
So he strengthened and built up the places of the heathen, their worshiping places, their cultures. He built that up and he strengthened it, which in the eyes of the Lord is disgusting, man. That's what we're doing. We're building up white supremacy and strengthening it. When you are a Christian is a KKK member. The Ku Klux Klan held crosses, they burned them, they wore white outfits, white garments with the pointy head of a ghost to terrorize you and scare you. They were absolute devout Christians. The actual on-file religion of the Ku Klux Klan is Southern Baptist Christian. That's on fire. And what are Negroes? Baptists. I get baptized. I got to get baptized. How can you be the same religion as the Ku Klux Klan who hate and despise you? But these are the religions and societies and the people that you choose. And when you choose that, the Lord hates it. He hates it. Manasseh did something that was disgusting and evil to God himself. So much so that he put it in the Bible. We went back and got it. Right? It said it. We went back and got what he did. What he did was he went into the ways of the heathen. So why these fake Israelite groups talking about love the heathen? So you know it's something wrong there. They think the mark of the beast is a chip that you put under your skin. I say it's the coonery in your heart.
Okay.
And I think I'm right. Because the coonery in your heart makes you hate your own people. It makes you hate your own people. You don't have to use the word as hate, because they hate the word hate. I don't hate black people. Okay. When you blame black people for everything, you think black people are the problem. And you think if black people wasn't there, things would get better. And if you got with your oppressor, everything would get better. That's hatred for black people. That's hatred.
Laundry list on what they don't like about black.
Right. Whole laundry list. But you can't say nothing about crack and heroin
And mass incarceration, gentrification, you can't say nothing about that. All right, we gonna end the class. Anybody got any questions? We gonna Oh yeah, go ahead, son.
Why God didn't why God didn't erase the white people first?
That's a good question.
Why God didn't erase the white people first? That's a good question, son. Excellent question. All right. The reason why is because we made some mistakes. Our ancestors made some mistakes. And what they did, they made a covenant, which is they made an agreement with God himself. All right? An agreement that shook their hand on, a blood covenant, which means that you and me had a conversation and you said, if you do this for me, I'll do that for you. It's mutual cooperation. All right? So the Lord said, if you do what I say, if you follow my moral code and my laws, moral code just means that if you do what I tell you to do, if you act like a human being and you do what I tell you to do, I'll put you on top of everybody on the earth. But if you break that vow, I'll make you the lowest people on the earth. We broke that vow with the Most High. We didn't do what he said. We didn't keep our word. So he had to punish us. You understand? You understand punishment? That's what's up. Give a hand. So punishment means we gotta go through something for a period of time to make things right with God. And that's why I'm up here teaching, and that's why your father teaches, and that's why your father does the things that he do, and you stay close to your dad. You stay close to your dad. Oh, God. All right? He knows what he's doing. He's in here serving the Lord. That's why he's serving the Lord, to make a better place for you. You understand? To make it right so that you won't be a slave again for the next generation. All right? Go ahead, son.
I always wondered where y'all got these paintings from.
The paintings from? The paintings are from different eras. All right? Most of them are from the Dark Ages or the Middle Ages. And the reason why they call it the Dark Ages for white folks is because this was a time when we were in charge. So when you look at certain of the pictures, some of them are called Russian icons. So even in Russia, you know, white Russia, where they got the USSR, remember they said the USSR, and all the people are white. Well, at one time, all the white people in Russia knew that black people were the kings of the earth, knew that black people were the sons of God. So you can look at pictures like that. These are saints. See, no white man can be a saint because he's not an Israelite.
That's right.
These are pictures that are real, that are in Russia right now. They are in their museums and in their churches. Their Coptic churches, the first churches that they had, these were black men that were in charge.
All right. And a lot of these go back to Rome, all the way back to Rome. So you got certain pictures that come out of the catacombs of Rome. All right. When they took us prisoner and we were living in Rome as Roman citizens a lot of times. Well, let's go back to the time of Christ. When Christ was born, Jerusalem was a subsidiary, like province. Jerusalem was called a province of Rome. So you could have black people that were actual citizens of Rome, because you could get your citizenship if you were an Israeli. All right? So a lot of people were in the catacombs of Rome, and they put their pictures up there. Like the one on the end right there. He's from the catacombs of Rome. That's how you know the true Jews are black. He's an actual Israelite from the catacombs of Rome. All right? So all of these pictures are of Israelites from different eras throughout history. And we put them up there to honor them for the work that they did and the proof that they give us that we are the true Jews of the Bible. All right? Little sister. And on straight, he made white people. Yes, he did, young lady. That's an excellent question. And you know what? He made them for specific purposes. Okay? It says in the Bible that the Lord would make a people that are not a people to punish us for our iniquities. So we constantly sin against the Lord, or we break his rules. Like when you do something your mommy say don't do, or your daddy say don't do, they love you, but they have to punish you so you won't do it again, right? That's how God is to us. We are his people, and he made a covenant with us because he knows that in the end, our spirit will allow us to rule the earth with righteousness. And we won't slaughter people and genocide people and keep food from people. We won't be as disgusting as every other heathen. And a heathen just means other people. But the Lord made white people to punish us. Yes, he did make them. All right. But we are his people. We are his special people. All right. That's an excellent question, sis. All right. Anything else? All right. I'm going to turn the class over. Anything online?
Live, sir.
All right. So I'm going to turn the class over to Precinct Officer Alazar. Out of 1 West 125th Street, under command General Yohana. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the word. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, you can find them in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Means 10th in the Hebrew, and is pronounced Ma'asharah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest funds, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give
upcoming holy convocation. Still waiting on word just, from General. Just listen up to your Jack and figure out when the Passover going to be. Just make sure you're checking on Isupkbmore.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for Isupk events and material. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher, Israel, my Shabbat. The one. Then Israel, Almighty Shabbat, Barak, Yahweh Shem, Shaw, we turn to sisters. Then Israel, Almighty Shabbat, Barak, Yahweh Shem, Adam, Hashem, Yahshua.
Yahweh Shema Adam, Hashem Yahshua.
That's